everyone. Thank you so much for joining in for today's session, which is a workshop on efficiency with tools, Google Ads. This is part of the Go Digital series that is under the Emerge program, which we've collaborated with YBI in support of Google, where we are helping small businesses who are struggling due to COVID. The workshop today would cover how do you establish your brand awareness and how Google Ads support your business with a full funnel marketing solution. The speaker today is Dina Fan, Master Faculty, Sales Mastery, Google APAC. Dina started her Google career 5 years ago, helping SMBs in the Greater China region with digital transformation through Google Ads solutions. She then turned her passion and experience into her full-time role at Google, leading the onboarding training program, Google Sales School, for all the newly hired salespeople here in APAC. Prior to Google, Dina spent 3 years working at Tesla, managing sales and delivery operations in both Canada and later China. We have no better person than Dina to help you with how do you create your full funnel marketing solution. She's got her whole experiences in sales and marketing. So Dina, without much ado, over to you. Please take it forward.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the workshop. I'm so honored. It's such a privilege to be doing this with you all today, and hopefully I'll bring value to all of you. If we could just advance our slide to the next one. Awesome. So just to start, give you a little bit of an intro about myself, even though you've already heard. My name is Dina. I am currently based in Google Singapore. I have been at Google for almost 5 years. And guess what? My previous 4.5 years here at Google, my role was to help SMBs in the Greater China region to grow and mostly to export. And I was working with all the agencies in the market as well as clients directly. So around last May was when I pivoted my career and started my new full-time role at Google, teaching Google Ads. And that's sort of the perfect role for me because it's a role that requires passion in learning and development as well as selling experiences in the Google Ads world. So it felt like a dream come true for me. But I'll be honest, I do miss interacting with our external clients. And this is why I feel so special today to be back at doing what I used to do all the time, talking to all of you. Before Google, I spent 3 years at Tesla. I was based in both Canada and China, half and half. And I was managing the sales team there and then also later on managing delivery operations. I would like to mention Tesla always because I think it's really cool. And with that, we're going to start today's workshop. So I will be using the chat quite a bit to interact with you here because we can't see everyone. And I want to make this as interactive as we possibly can. So let's do a quick test. In the chat, if you could all just type in, if I mention Google in the marketing world, in the Google Ads context, what do you think of? What comes to mind? What are the keywords that you associate with Google Ads? And it would be here. I'm just going to type it to everyone, and I'll wait for your answers. Targeting. Lovely. We have some advanced audience here. Anything else? What do you think of when you think about Google Ads? Leads. Okay, great. Google Analytics. Wow, very advanced. DV360. I'm surprised that we have such advanced audience here. Ads come to top when you are looking for something. Yeah, that's search ad. Feel free to select. When you type in, you can select on the blue box to panelists and attendees so that you can see each other's response as well. Reach my audience, maps, yes. Anything else? There could be unlimited number of responses when it comes to Google. I guess a lot of you think of search, but anything else you associate with us? Useful information on who I am reaching. Amazing. Thank you all. Feel free to continue to put them in. I will be checking the chat throughout this our time together. 40 to 45 minutes. 360 search, you get everything. Okay, amazing. So if we could click on the slide, Sudha, if we can click on the slide, when it comes to Google, many of us think about search because that is our bread and butter product, right? Everybody knows Google search. And with that comes powerful insights for all of you business owners. We want to connect the dots for you. Many of you said in the chat already that you want to, exactly like you said, reach my audience. So what are your customers searching for is the question that we want to help you think about. What are they doing on a day-to-day basis? Because that will help us answer the question of how do we reach them? Your role in your business is to grow your business. Our role as a marketing partner, marketing platform, is to help you market yourself to the right people at the right time with the right message. And that's the Google value proposition. So as a start, I would love to invite you all to watch a short little video. So we're going to advance to the next slide and watch this together.
So that you might want to unmute yourself.
Yoga asanas for morning.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इसके अंदर बहुत सारी
Yes, let's move to the next slide. Awesome. So what did we just watch? We actually watched a video about micro moments. That is a phrase we use to describe our daily lives now. The micro moments of, oh, I want to find out what size of mortgage I would qualify. I want to find out inspiration on the latest fashion trends, try a marathon, perhaps, and I want to compare internet providers. I want to share my videos, my photos. I want to ease my baby's diaper rash right now. I just got home from work and I don't feel like cooking. I want to find an affordable plumber to fix my dishwasher. Every single one of us have thousands of these micro moments every day. And that's when they need something. They're either looking for education, inspiration, a purchase, a service. And we as services, we as businesses, we want to be there for them just at that moment so that we can become their choice. And that is the value proposition of Google marketing. If we advance to the next slide, you're going to see many, many familiar logos. If you click on the slide again, I believe there's an animation. That's right. We have hundreds of products here at Google. It's not just Google search. It's not just YouTube. It's Android, it's Play, it's Gmail, Maps. Many of you mentioned that already in the chat what you associate Google with. And there's Drive, there's Photos as well. And these products make up the ecosystem of Google, and they're all interconnected, all the signals, user behaviors. And we truly believe with this robust ecosystem, we're able to touch on people's lives at different micro moments at the right time because of the amount of intent signals that Google receives. The best value proposition for Google's ads is described as reach, relevance, results. Let that sink in for a little bit. Reach, because of how broadly all our product suite could reach how many percentage of the internet user, right? Relevance, the intent signals that we capture when people come to our product to use for a specific reason is captured. And results, because we have all these and machine learning, we're able to optimize, learn, and do better. And that's why I truly believe, not only because I work here, but I truly believe Google is a platform that could really help, especially SMBs, reach your clients. And with that, let's advance to the next slide. Now, talking about your businesses, right? I was asking everyone at the beginning of the session to input a little information about your business models. Who are your audience? It's because we want to clarify the how. We all know Google has Google search ads, but there's much more than just that one product. But it also has to make sense for you, right? It depends on what stage of business you're in terms of business maturity. It depends on if you're B2B, B2C, or anything in between. And it also depends on your business model, your core marketing objective. Are you trying to drive leads, for example, Tesla, driving people to sign up for test drives, right? Car industry. Or you have an offline store, you're trying to drive traffic there. Or is it generate awareness, branding, or is it promoting online sales, transactions? But regardless of your business models and where you are on the purchase funnel, we actually have solutions for you. And that is when our expertise come in to help you formulate the best strategy to achieve your marketing objective. If you want to drive awareness, you're going to maybe use a little bit more of display and YouTube. Or if you're trying to drive online sales, maybe shopping and Google search are your main products that you use to advertise with us. So how we mix and match is where the expertise come in. If we advance to the next slide. Yes, and then click on it again. There's a lot of animations. Awesome. And this is how we want to map where your consumers are at in terms of their funnel and their micro moments in their day to your marketing objectives. And we meet in the middle. This is when we achieve the goal of meeting them at the right time with the right message. So when we talk about marketing, when we talk about what to do with Google Ads here at Google, we always have to think about things, our strategy, in this lens that you see on the screen right now, which is who are my customers? Who am I trying to reach? And what do I speak to them about? Where can I find them is an easier problem to solve because they're just everywhere and we'll most likely be able to reach them with one format or not, or another. But this is where you want to make sure that you know your customer well enough to pin down the right strategy to reach them in the most cost-effective way. Speaking of Google Ads, I see that we have a pretty advanced audience. Based on the answers I'm getting so far, I'm asking for answers in the chat because I want to understand who I'm speaking to so I cater this to your needs and to your understanding. So today I actually assume that all of us know what Google search ad is. It's the top few results that you get after you search certain keywords and phrases, and they show up and they're labeled ads. Other than Google search ads, on the search platform, we also have shopping ads. They appear alongside with the product images, and you're able to click on it, which leads you to the site. So those are what appears on the Google search platform. Other than that, our solution suite also includes display. Display are the ads that you see on all kinds of websites, pretty much all kinds, even sometimes YouTube, the images that you see. Those images that might follow you after you visit a certain site and check out certain bags and shoes, for example, and those shoes and bags are following you on other sites, that's display ads. And YouTube ad, the pre-roll that you see or the ads in the middle of a clip, those are ads on our video platform, YouTube. I think all of us are pretty familiar with the search behavior, so I don't want to spend time on it. Feel free to leave me questions. We're going to have some time to address your questions at the end today. So search is when someone has the intent to look for information, right? That's the behavior we're talking about. So I go on Google search and I start typing stuff, and shopping and search ads will show up, and I might click on them if they interest me. Display and YouTube are what I call push marketing, which means I wasn't looking for information. I was doing my thing on internet, and these ads showing up in front of me without me asking. So the push type of marketing, which is display and YouTube, they are more for upper funnel, driving awareness, just really trying to make people get to know you, notice you, pay attention, and potentially become interested in clicking on the ad. The pull marketing, which is the search ads and shopping ads, is when people show strong intent and we're there, hopefully at the top place, so that we could be the most favorable search results and be clicked on. Today, I want to zoom in on just a few products that all of us might not be as familiar with. So if we go to the next page, I want to introduce to you all a very, very new product at Google. This is something that's sort of like a blank space for us for a while. It's a new type of push marketing that is similar to display, but it's called discovery ads. It's sort of like a social marketing, social media type of ad. And the ad will show up on YouTube homepage, will show up on Google Apps, the actual app that you use. If you download it, it's like a G. And then if you click on it, there's a search bar on top and there's news underneath. So while you scroll, you might see a few images. Those are discovery ads. And most importantly, don't forget Gmail. It appears on Gmail as well. This ad is very new. I cannot quote exactly how new it is because it came out of beta pretty recently, but it's a very, very strong new product that not a lot of our clients are fully aware or fully utilizing right now. And these ads, you can think about them as sort of the organic type of ad that you might come across when you're just browsing the internet. And then you're going to see some images or videos that looks like a news content or a native sort of content, but it's actually a piece of an ad. This is especially useful and effective for new businesses, for our audience today, because most likely, most of you in the audience are trying to expand your business, trying to introduce your brand to your consumers, trying to drive brand awareness, but also you care about performance. So this is one of the new but really effective ways to try it out, because the traditional display ads have lots of inventory. It can be costly to get on those inventories and to show your ads every single day. But with this, because it's relatively new and the inventory is rather premium, you'll be able to control your reach, but also target the right people. I cannot stress enough how effective Gmail ads are. If you use Gmail personally or for work, you might have noticed there's a tab that you can go to, and there are 2 ads on top. Those ads are, the targeting for those ads are can be very accurate, I should say, if you set it right. And you're going to be able to reach more accurately the right audience than a typical display ad. And only when people click on the ad to open that you will be charged. So if they don't open it, they still see your subject and a very short description, which means only the people who are interested in your ad will be clicking on them. So that saves you money. How do we target the people? It's actually a very effective format because some of us might be using Gmail platform for our small businesses too. There's a business side of Gmail that many of the world's SMBs are on, where you can change the domain name to not gmail.com, but your company name, but you're still hosted on the Gmail platform. And we can still reach those businesses through our Gmail ads, which means if you're in the B2B business, which some of us are, as the chat shows, then it's a very effective way to target your B2B business. Let's go to the next page. And just wanted to give you a quick visual of what I was talking about. These discovery ads show up on YouTube homepage when you're scrolling, trying to decide what to watch. And in the middle, Google app, and also on the right, Gmail. And lastly, on discovery ad, next page, it's estimated that we can reach up to 3 billion people with these 3 platforms. And it's a pretty significant reach. But just take into account the targeting here is based on all the signals from all Google platforms. So it's not limited to these 3, but also search behaviors and other things. So you'll be really able to effectively define your core audience and make sure that you have control over who you want to reach with your initial trials and runs. So that is a first new thing that I wanted to introduce you to. The next is I do want to spend some time on YouTube. So yes, let's move forward. I see that your mouse is there. I'm not interested in potential customer. Does the discovery of work the same? Okay, I'm gonna quickly address this question in the chats, and then we're gonna talk about YouTube. No more response. But many are not interested or related to me as a potential consumer. Discovery will work in the same way as the email and other products. So yes, we as users all get a lot of ads on YouTube and everywhere else every day. And some of the ads are charged by impression, meaning as soon as you see those pixels, it's being charged. But most of Google's ads, other than display ad, so YouTube, video ads, and the other search ads and shopping ads are based on actually either clicking, so taking action on the ad, or Trueview, what we call Trueview, which I will touch on, which is part of YouTube. So I'm going to park that. But discovery ads, there are different charge formats, but usually the bidding method or the way we auction or the bidding method that our clients choose to run their ads is based on action. So someone clicking on the ad, and that tells us it's a stronger intent. Responsive ads for those. So the term responsive ads actually applies to many different formats. There's responsive display ads, responsive search ads. It really just means that the system will mix and match what you inputted. Like you give it 5 headlines and maybe 15 descriptions, and it's going to help you mix and match to make sure that it's the best results that's showing for that specific auction. It looks more native. For those consulting which of the Google tools? Okay, I'm gonna leave the general question to the end. So YouTube, right? YouTube is so relevant to all of us here, especially SMBs, but also big brands, is because of the reach of this platform. If we may advance to the next slide, this data might not shock you, but let's click on the slide one more time. Perfect. It's actually the world's second most popular search engine, right underneath google.com itself. So many people come to YouTube for all kinds of reasons. It's not just for entertainment. Think about the last time you wanted to buy like a cleaning robot, or you wanted to buy a Dyson hair wrap, right? You wanted to watch those reviews. You wanted to see user experience, like for education, your kids, all these things. People come to YouTube for all kinds of information and purposes. And in APAC specifically, if APAC is your market, APAC, YouTube could take over Google any day. I cannot quote the exact stats, nor does it also kind of changes from time to time, but YouTube is very, very popular in APAC. It's one of the top search engines that we have here. So your people, your consumers are on YouTube. And that's why you have to be on YouTube to reach them. Now with YouTube, there's a lot of ads, but there's a lot of inventory. Inventory meaning the videos, the organic videos that live there. So because there are many, many spaces where you can show your ads, the cost right now still is very, very efficient. Actually very cheap in my personal opinion. Even in a very developed market like the US, cost per view is very, very low. I want to shed some light on the ecosystem of YouTube first before I dive into the ad. So if we advance to the next slide. The YouTube ecosystem is, let's click one more time, is made up of three parties. It's users, all of us who watch YouTube on YouTube, we're users. Creators, without them, we have nothing to watch. Creators, you know what, can be brands, can be businesses, but also individual creators, musicians, entertainers, and brands, because that's how creators make money, and that's how YouTube ourselves also monetize. These three make up the entire ecosystem of YouTube. We cannot live without any one of the three. And so brands in the ecosystem plays a really big role. What we want to do is to help you place your ad to the right people on the right channel at the right time. And there are many different ways to do that. So if we go to the next slide, we have quite a few different formats on YouTube. So not all YouTube ads are the same. 5 showing here, I'm gonna just quickly go over them one by one so you know what I'm talking about. Trueview in-stream is the most typical video that you watch before a video, the video that you were about to watch plays. So that's pre-roll before it, and then you can skip after 5 seconds. It could also play in the middle of a video, depending on the settings of that channel. And it's called Trueview because of how you are being charged. So let's say if you have a 29-second video ad, 29 seconds specifically, the way we charge Trueview in-stream is that if the video ad is shorter than 30 seconds, we only charge for a view if the user watched the entire thing. So in that example, the user watched 29 seconds. You get charged only if that user gets to 29 seconds. If your video is longer than 30 seconds, for example, 1 minute, then we only charge at the 30-second mark. So that makes it really, really cheap because most people skip their ads, right? We all do. We skip after 5-6 seconds. Unless we're really interested in, maybe we'll watch longer, but we might not watch up to 29 seconds. So guess what? You actually showed your ad for free for 15 seconds, for example. And that makes the ad very cheap. Why did Google decide to do this? because this goes back to the Google value and who we are as a company. We care about the user experience as well. We care about our clients on the ad side. And so we're not designing our products solely to profit, but we want to make sure that people have the choice to skip and you're not overpaying for your ad at the same time. Now, underneath that is a non-skippable 15-second ad format, which means there's no skip button. You have to watch the 15 seconds, and then you can watch your video as a consumer, as a client, as a user. And so this is the longest non-skippable format we have. Google used to have a 30-second skippable, non-skippable ad, and guess what? It received a lot of complaints, and Google decided to make the right decision to get rid of that format because it's simply too long. We're not TV. We want to make sure that people on the YouTube platform have a good user experience. Okay, I'm jumping back onto the top row, bumper ads. You probably have come across this, 6 seconds, very short, based on thousands of research. It's not annoying to watch a 6-second ad, and that's probably the longest we can go without annoying people. So this has proven to be a very effective ad format as well. Trueview for Action and YouTube Discovery are somewhat different. So let me explain Trueview for Action first. Trueview for Action is similar to Trueview in-stream. So the first one I talked about on the left. The difference is that Trueview for Action is more of a lower funnel, action-driven type of ad. The format itself, like the skipping button and being able to skip and how you're charged are pretty much the same. But with Trueview for Action, the core difference is that, one, you can actually target more lower funnel audiences by customizing who you want to watch by using custom audience. The custom audience works as such that you are able to input certain keywords on the page that reflects what people have searched on google.com and those people that you want to reach. So for example, if you're selling shampoos and your clients are searching for hair loss shampoos, hair volumizing shampoos, like those are the keywords that they are most likely to search to find a product in your category, you're going to input those keywords there. So on the YouTube platform, we're going to be able to identify whoever have shown that intent and searched those exact keywords that are now watching YouTube. Will be able to effectively target those people. So for the very first time with this product, we actually connected google.com to YouTube. And that really means the strongest intent that you could ever find on the internet. So this is a huge breakthrough. The other is that we added a lot of call to action buttons. You can see here, buy now, all these ways to drive action to your specific site. Let it be a sign up, let it be a purchase. The beauty of this is whoever clicks on these buttons, they're not exiting out of youtube.com. They just show a page above the current screen and they finish what it is that you want them to finish, fill out the form, for example. And then that page gets closed, they're still on YouTube. This is the best user experience we want to optimize for because people come to YouTube to watch content, not to come here to buy stuff. So we don't want to disrupt that process too much. So YouTube for Action is perfect for any business who want to use youtube.com or YouTube ads for lower funnel marketing, or who cares a lot about performance, return on investment, and not so much about the branding and driving awareness. This is one of the most effective products that we have. YouTube Discovery simply means search results on YouTube and some of the display slots. This term is very confusing because the other ad I was talking about was also called Discovery. So I hope we changed the name for this one, but this one came first. It's one of the ads where if you search for a certain video, like let's say Philip LED lights, you might see an ad video on top of the search result. It's very much like google.com. So those are called YouTube Discovery. And those are all the slides I have on YouTube. My main goal here is to communicate that YouTube is a very cost-efficient platform where all of your consumers go to. And making videos are also not very costly. This is the single biggest objection when we pitch to our clients on doing YouTube ads. It's the cost of producing YouTube videos. Honestly, all of us have very good smartphones these days. And if you film on your phone even, the quality is going to be good enough to be put on YouTube. The most important thing is what you're communicating within the video, not the video quality itself, because of how affordable technology is, affordable smartphone is. You want to make sure that your creatives speak to your consumers with the right message, and you want to make sure that you optimized towards the smaller screen because most people watch YouTube on their mobile devices. So we could go on the creative side, but I just want to call out that as the most important things. Lastly, very quickly, I don't think we have any app developer type of business in the audience. I prepared a few slides on apps, so I'm just going to really quickly go through them and leave the rest of the time for questions. So Google Play is part of YouTube. Android platform is part of YouTube. So we're pretty big in the app business. Lots of developers on our platform. We all use, I am an Android phone user. This is the app business. App is extremely big in APAC. So if you are a hybrid business, if you have a website, but also app, you're definitely in the app space. Now with that, let's go to the next page. So same question. You have an app, you want it to get out of there, out to your clients. Same logic as if you have a business, you want other people to find your business and use your business. You have an app, you want people to download, to use your app, to pay in the app. Our Google ad campaign now is fully automated, meaning we're taking full usage of Google machine learning, and there's very little manual input in the process. Before, there used to be a manual version and an automated version. Now we have fully migrated to app campaigns. There's only one name for our product, and there's only one format, which is you just need to input a few things about your apps, and everything else will be taken care of by our system. It's going to crawl your app, get the right images, and get the right audience for your app optimized towards your goal. So let's go to the next slide, actually. Yeah, click again. I mean, this is just a demo, so the next one. Yeah, just a quick note on machine learning, because machine learning is going to be a term that you hear from any person who comes from the Google world from now on. It's always going to be part of our introduction and explanation of our products and platform. Machine learning will gather all the signals, all the context, and real-time auction data, and based on what they've learned from all the other historical data to make the right decision for each auction for you. This machine learning is not only fully integrated to app campaign, but also parts of search, shopping, display, YouTube. All of them have formats that are integrated with our machine learning algorithm. So the smarter the system gets, the better results it gets. My favorite way of explaining machine learning is that if you think about, as human beings, if you think about an apple and a pear, how do you, or if you think about a kid who have no idea what is an apple, what is a pear, how do you teach that person what is an apple, what is a pear, right? How does the machine learn from an apple, about an apple from a pear? They measure the circumference of the thing, the color, the roundness, and that's how machine learning works. Why is machine learning going to be the key to your success in terms of marketing efficiency? It's because if you think about how ads work, it's based on auctions, right? Every single time there's a slot, let it be someone searched something, so there's an opportunity to show ad, or someone opened the video, so there's a slot to show ad, right? Every opportunity to show ad is an auction. Auction meaning everybody who is interested in showing up to that slot will be bidding against each other. And the quality scores and your ad relevance, all that matters alongside your how much more you're willing to bid against other advertisers. But machine learning is the only thing that will be able to tell for each unique auction, where is this person currently? What browser device is he or she using? What has he or she searched in the past few days? What was the user behavior in the past month? What languages are they speaking? What words are they searching? And combining all those signals, the machine is going to make a decision. Okay, this is a high intent consumer. I am going to fight a little bit harder for you in this auction so that you have a better chance of showing up on top. Or the machine is going to decide, okay, this user is probably not the audience that you want to target, so I won't bid so aggressively for you. This is the beauty of machine learning, and humans cannot replace this because every auction, all the signals, only the machine can learn. So I just want to communicate how important it is to understand how machine learning works in the marketing world, because it's going to be part of our lives from now on. And lastly, if we click one more time, this is the last one. Yeah, so for apps, just like all the other ads that I introduced, you're going to be able to select your goal. Like, what is this campaign for? In the context of apps, if you're a gaming developer, for example, you actually probably don't care as much of people downloading your app as much as you do with how much they're spending on costumes and buying weapons within the app. The in-app purchase is what's going to help you make money as a business, and that's how you monetize as a business. So when you do app campaigns with us as a gaming developer, right, you're more likely going to select in-app purchase and engagement as your goal. So with that, you're telling machine learning, okay, I want to optimize towards people who are going to download it, but also spend a lot of money within my app, not just people who like to download app, but doesn't spend a lot. So this is why it's so effective to use machine learning, but also make sure that we're selecting the right goals for every campaign. Doesn't matter if it's app, YouTube, search. And this is why Google expertise comes in. So we can go to the next slide, but to leave you, before we open the Q&A for potentially any questions, I just want to say anyone can get on the Google platform and start a Google Ads account, and you are most likely going to self-manage your own accounts at the beginning. But once you have reached a certain level of spend, it's likely that you're going to receive support from your local Google Ads account team, where your account will be surfaced to us, our teams, and you might receive consultation calls from our experts who will help you look at your account and give you some suggestions on how to optimize your accounts. But if you opened a Google Ads account already, you're probably familiar with the term called Optiscore. It's on top of your screen on your account, and it shows you where the machine thinks you could change your settings, do a little bit more, shift your budget here, or you're missing certain types of extensions, all that wonderful stuff, suggestions. And guess what? The Optiscore is also tagged into machine learning. So all these suggestions that are auto-surfaced to you without a human being in contact, it's already going to help you tremendously to optimize your accounts without too much Google product knowledge. So do utilize that if you're already on our accounts. And with that, I want to use the rest of the time for any questions. So if I missed any question, please feel free to copy paste, send again, so that we can address them all. How much time do I have until 6, Sidhi?
Dan, we've got 8 minutes. So one of the questions was very quickly that can you share the presentation, and folks will share the presentation with all about in a day's time, making some changes, and then we'll share it with all. That's one. Then I have one question before I open it up to the audience. Folks, please send in your questions and type in your questions in the Q&A box. The audience is full of various, everyone's making the next unicorn or solving world problems in B2C, B2B. Some are consulting companies. Then we have app developers, like you said. What advice would you give all of them? You could give one general advice that if they're newbies to the Google Ads scene, that what should they do as their first step to ensure that they're making use of Google Ads and that's helping their business. That's one. And if you want, you could elaborate and speak a little about the B2C, B2B parts as well, and that will be really useful for the audience.
Yeah, amazing question. So I would always start from where your audience is, like where are your consumers, let it be B2B business or B2C, just everyday consumers, where they're at, what are they using, what do they care about, what's the profile we're trying to reach, and geographically on the internet space, do they consume a lot of content on YouTube? If you don't have that data, there are ways to find out, not only within Google, we do have very strong support on the side, like audience profile, but also just out there on the internet, you can look up a lot of different tools. At the end of the day, I always tell my clients, my role is not to help you spend your marketing money, but my role is to help you spend it more intelligently, to help you save money. You're there to drive your business growth. We have the exact same goal for you, because if your business grows, your marketing budget will grow. We're here to help you reach who you want to reach in the best, most cost-efficient way possible. So we have to first start with who are we trying to reach, and then the how can be taken care of by Google Ads, by Google Ads specialists, account managers who have the right knowledge, or you can hire an agency. That's actually the easier part, but be able to identify what platforms, not just only Google, but our social media friends, all the other platforms, right? What are they using, and what would be a format that help you with upper funnel versus lower funnel, right? What is the behavior? Are people searching for you actively, or they don't even know what to search because your business is so new? I don't know your business name. If I don't know your business name, most likely we need to spend some money on the upper funnel awareness. And that's when you do push marketing with display and YouTube. Hopefully that answers your question. But when you meet with Google consultants at some point in the future, our first meeting is always going to be about you, your business. Tell us everything, because we need to understand you in order to help you. Marketing is always helping sales. So we're trying to do the assist. Was there a second part of the question that I forgot, or?
Dina, the second part was, I don't know whether you've covered it or not, that for a consulting business, one of them had asked especially that, how do I start and what tool should I use to begin with? So I don't know whether that was covered and I missed that part.
Consulting business, you said?
Yes.
It depends on what consulting business. Is it B2B or B2C?
I think if it's consulting, then it would be B2C.
Yeah, or you could also be looking for corporate clients.
Yes, definitely.
Either way, you want to think about the consumer journey
B2B.
For your business.
They've mentioned B2B. Okay. Yeah.
B2B. Okay, perfect. So the consumer journey, I guess traditionally, let's say without much internet coverage, you'd be calling different businesses and asking for their interest, right? So B2B, I have in my early days worked with a lot of B2B businesses. One of the best formats I would recommend is Gmail, because more accurate targeting, so less waste of money, and be able to reach those small businesses if that's your target audience, because the big businesses are all out there. We know their names and stuff, but if you want to find the smaller businesses out there through a certain channel, Gmail would be the best one out of everything. I also would encourage everyone here, no matter what your business is, to pay attention to organic content, meaning someone mentioned SEO and also organic YouTube videos. It would bring your business so much credibility and sometimes awareness by just cultivating organic content on YouTube. And we've seen so many success cases where businesses just started to educating their clients on certain things, let it be family related business. We have had companies that makes tools, earth movers, like all those things that we don't normally think about or come in contact with, having channels on YouTube and just teaches you how to use their tools and how to play games and stuff. And they make it fun, they make it creative, and they have a presence on there. And it's all free. Like all these, you can just register a channel on your own, and only the YouTube production, the video production will cost you money. Yeah, so making the video will cost money, but you have a presence there. I think about our websites, our business websites, our apps, and our YouTube channels as our storefronts. Like if you need to have an offline store, you need a good location, right? You need to make your store beautiful and have people notice it. That's how we want to approach our sites as well. We're going to launch our app in 3 months. Our timeline mostly students, helping to love few ads to ensure marketing students. Yeah, so within the app campaign, so the question, the most recent question on apps, students, and US, right? This is where, well, it doesn't matter where. You can define your goal with the campaign. Like, do you want to just drive downloads? Then you select downloads and you give it a few parameters. We give out full control to the machine on where the ads show up. As in, like, if the machine learning sees more of your users on YouTube, your app ad will show up more on YouTube versus other spaces, but you'll be able to input who you're trying to reach to some extent. There was another question I think I missed, more about where audiences, certain way to find.
I think that was similar to the one you had mentioned about B2B and how do we start, and you had mentioned Gmail.
Yeah.
So do you want to elaborate more on that, or would that be okay?
No, I think there's a question like, I'm new to Google Ads, and then where's my audience, right? So Google Analytics, if you have a website you own, you can access the back end of the website, install Google Analytics from day one. If you don't have it, do it now. Google Analytics account is free. It's going to insert, you're going to have to navigate around this. It's a little technical, but insert a tag on the back end of your website, and you'll be able to track user behaviors on your site. You're going to be able to tell like who they are, how much longer they stay on certain page, what pages are not loading, for example, and what sources they come from. It's a very powerful tool. Even the free version is like sufficient for most businesses. And that's going to give you a lot of business insight. We rely a lot on our business clients to share with us your business insights in terms of your audience, especially if you're in a niche market. But if you do work with us, we have tools to select, for example, what market, what time, and what category, product category or industry or certain search keywords. And as long as we input these information, we'll be able to generate a user profile to the extent of what YouTube videos they like to watch. So it's a very powerful tool, but you'll have to work with someone at Google to get that. And you'll have to sign non-disclosure agreement to get access to that report.
Great, Dina. I think I'm mindful of the time as well. It's 6:01. So do you want to pick up any last question, or should we wrap up?
About personal data, like you see, yeah. So the last one. Okay, so this is a very popular topic that a lot of us discuss. I don't have the here approved answer for this, privacy, but just know this is top of mind for Google. We have lots of internal meetings to hear leadership speak about this. My personal belief is that we're always putting this top of mind, and this is something that we truly care about, and we uphold the highest standards. We make the right decisions based on our values and what we stand for. So I have a lot of confidence in the way we approach personal data, and you're going to see a lot of updates on our blog, Google blog, on privacy. There has been a recent article on January 25th. You want to check it out? Just Google blog, and you're going to see our blog page that always refer to those official communications. I'd say there's a lot of noise in the news, so I wouldn't trust single thing that I see.
Great, Dina. Folks, I'm going to share some links as well that the Google team has kindly shared with us. One would be for you to start off with Google Ads, and the other is a training portal where you could grow more with Google. Before I share those links, we are going to launch a quick poll, and I'll request you all to stay on. It's a 15-second poll if you could finish that. And then, I'm sharing the links as well. Dina, this was a very informative discussion. So thank you so much, for sharing your experience, your knowledge with us, with TiE Singapore. And I would also like to thank Louis Sim, who made this possible. Louis Sim is also from the Google team. And, thank you so much, Louis. There you are. We got to see you finally.
I'm just testing this out. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We all can.
Okay, I just want to call out, we have we know in February, it's Safer Internet Day. So I think with regards to the questions on privacy, you'll be able to find out more information. Follow our LinkedIn page for more information. And then we have a lot of products, updates, and things that we want to engage with you guys about. So yeah.
Brilliant, Louis. Thank you so much for sharing that. I've shared the links as well with everyone. And folks, join us next week on the 2nd of February, where we're going to talk more on Google Workspaces and efficiency of tools. So don't forget to register for that session, and see you next week. Dina, thank you once again for sharing. And Louis, see you again next week.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, everyone.